Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, guys, we're giving away 500 XRP. Now, do you want to win that? Well, all you have to do is press the like button, be subscribed, and comment down below what your favorite crypto is, and you're automatically entered. Your comment is your entry ticket, so don't forget to do that. If we hit 2K likes within 24 hours, we are giving it away. Now, first, guys, a tweet by Ripple. It said, "Is the US really willing to allow China to win today's technological and economic Cold War?" Read Ripple General Counsel S. Alderoty's latest inside post to find out more. And basically, one of the things I noticed whilst reading this report and what kind of came to mind is, first of all, what type of war is really going on? And another part it made me think about is, first of all, that it's also going to be a little bit of a interesting quest on what country will decide what about different currencies. Because in my opinion right now, at this point, it's only the US that can decide whether or not XRP is a security for Ripple, right? Because, I mean, Ripple is a US company, the lawsuits are going on over there, and that just makes a lot of sense. However, to a certain degree, I'm like, what if one of the offices in any other country like China, any of the regulation offices or whatever, were to speak out like, yeah, we think XRP is a currency or things like that? Would that change the outcome everywhere around the world? Or is the SEC the only one qualified to, say such things about crypto, right? Or is any country qualified for that matter, since crypto are not registered in one part of the world, necessarily at all? So I'm just wondering about that, what you guys think. Or is it because the SEC kind of guides the securities and exchanges, or the securities and all that from the US, and since XRP is possibly a security from Ripple, which is a US company, and that's why. But then, about Bitcoin and Ethereum, they don't have anything to do with that. So what if China were to rule them currencies? Or what if China were to say, they're really something we love, and then all of a sudden the adoption were to skyrocket in China? It's just something I'm thinking about, all those scenarios there, and I think it's something you guys should think about too. Now, in terms of mining and in terms of war, it all depends on what currency we're talking about. As for bankings and whatnot, and for XRP really, there's no problem. All this war is just positive stuff, and it really doesn't matter too much. Reason for that is, it's not like Bitcoin where the mining power is kind of scary, or it's not like any other currency where a war between those two countries leading down to a very negative or very positive economic spiral would be a bad thing for XRP in any way, shape, or form. No, both sides would be very, very positive, like I explained earlier. If the whole banking system were to fall, it would be positive for XRP, as people really notice that XRP is necessary to, I guess, just really, butter up the system, since, it was old and it broke down, and people will want to still pay and all of that. However, if the banking system were to prosper, XRP would prosper as well, because, well, those banks would want to innovate. Then, the energy consumption of Bitcoin versus XRP transactions is staggering. Here's a deeper look at the sustainability of these digital assets. You can look here at a small infographic. I believe they actually have a whole website, but actually got a different one here from Status, which is, I guess, very, very interesting. But they said here, XRP is 57,000 times more efficient. For every 1 million transactions, XRP could power 79,000 light bulb hours. For 1 million Bitcoin transactions, they could power 4.51 billion hours for light bulbs, which is really, really crazy to think about, guys. 80,000 light bulb hours is a lot, is a huge amount. But 4.5 billion, if we compare it to that, then 79,000 is really nothing. So the infographic was this one right here by Status. And this is what it looks like. XRP environmental sustainability, right? It's just perfectly made, very, 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 very beautiful. And it's also about the terawatt hour. David Schwartz, a quote here: "As a digital asset itself, XRP was designed with sustainability in mind. It is an inherently green currency. XRP is already in existence, meaning no unsustainable mining practices or additional energy is ever required to produce more, unlike other digital assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum." Yeah, guys, pretty interesting to think about, pretty damn crazy. And here you can see Bitcoin, like Vatican City, population 1,000 with 0.1 or 0.01 terawatt hour. And then Bitcoin is like the whole of Austria, 9 million population, 73.12 terawatt hour in terms of consumption, which is really, really crazy to think about. That is just that wasteful. And even though it's that wasteful, and that bad, people are still into it, which is kind of crazy to a certain degree, but it's really because it's first. But I believe because more and more, banks and financial providers and a lot of these institutions are looking for investment options which are also durable and just will work, with longevity or with a longer period of time. They're looking into cryptos. Well, they're going to be first looking into Bitcoin, right? Because that's your entry point, which a lot of companies have. Eventually, however, you're going to be like, well, what can we go for that's going to stay for a longer amount of time and it really has use? And they're mostly going to be looking for XRP. A lot of individuals are doing this, and of course more, but we'll get to that in a second. Here is David Gokhshtein, and he just said on Twitter, I got one of those unclaimed checks for a few $100s, going straight into XRP. No clue why I got it, but I am okay with it. And I'm assuming here that is the stimulus check, right? And he got a certain check and he didn't really know exactly why, because he most likely has, enough money then. Maybe that's why. Something along those lines. But what I noticed earlier today is that we saw a lot of claims that the stimulus system right now is just very, very bad, and that the way they're doing it is really not good. A couple of things are missing. Too many people are getting too much money. Too many people are getting too less money, right? It's just not divided well enough, and it's adding to inequality. That should not be the case with a lot of these stimulus checks, as they should help out the ones who really need it, and really should not help the ones out who really, don't need it, simply put. Of course, it's difficult to assess, but it's possible, or at least they should try a little bit better. Now, so this statement here is positive because he's saying, I got a check, I got some extra money, I'm going to put it into XRP, which is also a very wise statement to a certain degree. If you don't need the money anyway, better invest it, right? Because why not? Again, I can't say you guys should do it because I'm not a financial advisor in this case here, and these investments are all up to you. But in my opinion, it looks like a pretty smart idea. Looks like something that can hardly go wrong, as again, you're buying some crypto, which are here to stay for a very, very long time, and it's a long-term investment. Going straight into XRP is, again, good. No clue why I got it, but I'm okay. Again, that's a pretty positive thing. However, he's not the only one who's buying crypto right now. He's not the only guy. Huge news. Capitulation by Goldman Sachs, folks. All of the banks are going to jump into the crypto asset class. Goldman names new head of digital assets in bet that blockchain is the future. The appointment of Matthew McDermott means the newest face of blockchain and crypto on Wall Street isn't a starry-eyed Bitcoin evangelist, yada, yada, yada. But basically, one of the points I'm trying to make here with this one is eventually everybody's going to be hopping onto crypto, all right? Not no small institutions, not just some smaller things. No, everybody will be hopping onto crypto. It is just a matter of time. The snowball has long begun, whatever, and falling down. It's just a matter of time before it gets enough snow where it can just take out whole freaking villages, with adoption and all of that. And right now, those banks are too sturdy to fall under the snowball and join it. But eventually, the snowball will be so big that they have no other chance but to just fall for it, right? Right now, they're just tall buildings, and the snowball is just going to push against it and not get them, maybe getting some snow on the side here. And while it accumulates all the snow on the side, it's just ramping up here to just roll over those banks like it's nothing, because eventually they'll hop on like crazy, and it's already happening. We've been seeing it for a longer while, and especially since the 22nd of July, it has put everything into motion, which ultimately can't be denied anymore now. It's just too big already. It's too big to fail, basically. Bank of England is temporarily closed. This is a huge international Rothschild bank, eyes on. And I'm actually trying to say this here because, well, a lot of ideas are going out right now, mostly about the banking sector, right? And mostly about a lot of these banks just quitting or getting dropped, or I guess getting closed, or just something happening to them. And yeah, there's also a lot of theories going out right now that this is all just decided. This has all been decided for a very long time. It's not just a coincidence that the system is falling apart. And I saw some Jeff Bezos thing. I think I closed it by accident, maybe. No, it's here, right here. What next? Jeff Bezos sells $4 billion in Amazon stock, and no one knows why. It happened in February 11th, 2020. That was just a little bit before the market started to crash like crazy. Jeff Bezos' phone was hacked by Saudi Crown Prince. Nasdaq Composite, you can see here. He sold right there February 11th. A couple of days later, the prices dropped like crazy. And Jeff Bezos just sold $3 billion in Amazon stock. Again, I don't know if this is fake news. I actually haven't checked it out myself too much because I don't know how they get the facts. But I haven't checked it because I really don't care. It's just a theory here. So if it's wrong, just correct me in the comment section, and we'll just get it sorted really quickly. However, let's just assume it is the truth. He right now posted August 6th, and right now we're at the top. So most likely, according to this analysis here, in a couple of days, the prices of everything should be falling like crazy. Because first of all, he anticipates it. Second of all, he's a huge whale, so he can decide what goes. And third of all, it's kind of strange and coincidence that when he sells a couple $1 billion, a couple of days afterwards, the prices drop like crazy, right? It's like he knew. It's like he knows. He kind of feels it, maybe. Here, by the way, is the link. Some are saying he sells every quarter. Here, quote, Bezos said in 2017 that he is selling $1 billion a year to fund his Blue Origin space venture, but he has been increasing the size and frequency of the stock sales. He sold $2.8 billion worth of Amazon stock a year ago and more than $1.8 billion in February. Now, one of the things I think here that's going on as well, at least partially, is that he is getting so much more money than anticipated upon, and the growth is so exponential, maybe that he has strayed away from his plan and sold a little bit more. I don't think it's a bad thing anyway, because, it's his money, it's his company, it's his stock, so you can do whatever you want. But we should think about the consequences. And sometimes it falls into the bigger picture here of what people have been having, that it's a big conspiracy between the rich ones to just crash the economy, and then also, I guess, just kind of break down the banking system to reboot them with a lot of money that's getting pumped in and getting reprinted. And then it's all a little bit of politics between friends and billionaires making a lot of money along the way. However, you can pull that string as far as you want to, right? You can always take it a little step further, saying, but that's just part of this, which is part of that, which is part of this, which is because of that, and that made this happen and all of that. And I'm kind of tired of that, honestly speaking. There are so many theories that I just have become kind of tired. I just don't know which ones are right, which ones seem plausible anymore, which ones don't, because they all sound as crazy but as possible as well. That the whole banking sector has just been pushed down to make people rich. Sounds really stupid, right? Because, it's just really, really elaborate for just a small feat. However, it is really, really possible in this world. Enough people in this world will be greedy enough to wreck thousands, if not millions of people's lives for their own good. That's the truth. I believe that with my whole heart. Another one there is that the presidency is all decided already up front. To a certain degree, it sounds stupid, because then why would you have such a system? On the contrary, it sounds like the most logical thing in the world, because, well, it is manipulatable. That's again, pretty logical in my opinion. So why would they not do that? Another one is just let's not go too far here, but you guys get the idea. That there could be a theory behind everything, and it's really just about what you want to believe and what sounds reasonable to you, since the truth you're most likely never going to know, right? You're not going to get the full truth. Even if you know a good chunk of it, you'll never be able to verify that it's really the truth, and you'll always have doubts. At least that's me. I'm always having doubts, because what people tell you is very often a little bit away from the truth, and the more people that are in between, the further it gets away from the truth, and eventually I think you get a whole system. If you've ever watched, I guess even cartoons and all of that, that very often some main king or whatever, emperor, choose something, will do something to protect their folk, right? And one of those things that they often do is just make up a big lie, which just gets people to just follow the system. And I think two things that I've seen in my life actually reflect this as well. The first one is the film Sausage Party or whatever, Sausage, something like that. And the second thing is like the anime series, what's the name? Attack on Titan. Those two things here in my life that I've seen are really, really a good reflection of exactly what I just told you, where the leaders will decide to, just give a little bit of hope to people, even though there is not really hope. And that even though the system is completely different than what they expect, you just give out a simple story to make sure that everybody just complies and is happy with their life. Sometimes it goes for afterlife, sometimes it goes for the way things rule and the way the world works and all of that. But hey, that's again, this is another subject for a completely different day, as we can go about this for the next 10 years with talking and theory. That was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. What do you think about the bank system? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care and have a very, very nice day.